Cheers.
Cheers. Any hoozles.
Any hoozles.
I'm in a new environment. I just moved to LA from San Francisco. Just got here Sunday, so it's Thursday now. Got here Sunday. I'm in an Airbnb for the month, so this is where we're at. This is the new home for the next month in Los Feliz. Well, I kind of get bearings on the city. Yeah, that's why the background's different here.
It shocked me when you first came on the call. I was like, oh, I wasn't expecting it, though I knew you lived there.
No, it's
Yeah.
weird not having the place behind me. Like, it's weird that I'm never going back to that apartment again. But I was also so ready to be done with it. I turned in my keys at 11 p.m. that night, and I was like,
oh, wow.
Yeah, and I was just moving all day, but I did it. And
Did
I
you
was
have
so
help?
happy. Not on that Friday, because I didn't think I'd need it on the Friday. On Thursday, yes, I did have help with the bigger items, and
Okay.
but it got done. So I literally was like, I have no other option to make this happen.
You cannot fail at this task.
I cannot fail. So I have to do this. And that next Saturday morning, I was in such like a little spiffy ass mood. I was like, I fucking did that. I fucking did it. And now it's done. Now I just have to drive to LA, which I mean, that was like 6 hours unpacking the car. And then I was like, this is just all my workout for a week worth of of working out.
So you're all settled in now.
Yeah, I feel pretty settled. Ferris is settled. I was worried about the heat with him, but it's been better. So
did you do your homework?
I did do my homework.
I assigned Connor homework yesterday, and I told her she had to watch the new Pedal music video for Ariana Grande and that we would discuss from there.
I made the mistake of watching it while I was eating.
Are you sensitive to that kind of stuff while you're eating?
Not really, but I was just like, man, like.
What were you eating?
I mean, it wasn't that.
You're like red chili.
No, could you imagine in this heat having chili? No, it was fine.
It probably took a different turn than you were expect. I mean, you knew going into it was going to lean horror, but
also when looking it up on YouTube, it shows the like blip of her.
The thumbnail.
The thumbnail, is her bloody. So I knew it was going somewhere horror. And then I also watched.
So you really can't even say like,
I knew what I was getting into. I
knew what you fucking signed up for.
I know.
What were your thoughts about it?
I thought it was really cinematic. Both of the music videos were cinematic. Like she definitely. I liked that it was a production and a story within it. And I really liked the representation that they had of the pedal on the like
Hollywood Walk or like the stars. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I thought it was really quite powerful and cinematic. So, and I feel like her whole album is essentially about the public. I mean, she masks it in a way where it's like, oh, this could be about a guy. There's maybe like a song or two that's about men, but it's all about like the public and how they see
and her relationship with the public. Okay.
Yeah.
To give context here, so to give lots of context about, not lots, I don't. I'm a little fuzzy today. To give context about why Kayla gave me the homework, it's because obviously Ariana Grande just released the new album. I listened through it and I felt like I need a guide through it. I like Ariana Grande. I'm not a fangirl of Ariana Grande, and I feel like I like to see what other people are passionate about with Ariana Grande. I think she's super fucking talented. I just don't fully connect to her music off an immediate listen. I need someone to guide me through it, and then I find my appreciation through that. So Kayla loves Ariana Grande, and after listening through the album, I was like, I need Kayla to guide me through this. And I want to hear Kayla's full opinion on the album. And then Kayla also went to see Ariana Grande last night. So we need the full recap there. So this, just to give up some preparation, is about to meet
to,
Ariana
to
Grande.
give a lot of context.
To give a lot of context. I was like, why did I say a lot?
It also was like the most polished, perfect context you could have put it on a plate in. It was perfect.
So bring it back. That's our context. I want Kayla's full opinion. We got to hear about the concert, and she's going to guide me through already with the music videos. She was like, watch the music videos, and she is guiding me through the new album and the story and her appreciation. And I get to hear it through her.
Her words and the messaging of it it's like perceived to be, depending on how you see it, like one could see it as male centered, but when you like really look at the lyric, I don't know when you listened if you were following along with the lyrics or not. And I feel
No,
like
I didn't. Because I was in the car too, and it was probably like hour 4, and I was like, I have
yeah,
to listen to I have to listen to this, and then I just wasn't fully there. So
yeah. I listened to it last Thursday night at 11 p.m., right when it came out. And I don't typically do this on the first listen because I'm a Sonic girl first and then lyrics. But because it's her and it's this new album, I wanted to know. The message of a song is always important to me, but for her, I was like, I want to know what the message is in the moment that I'm hearing it for the very first time, which is not always my experience. I think I'm very, very glad on my first listen, I watched it or like I read the lyrics along with listening to it because I also think it gave a lot of context. The very first listen, I hadn't gone on social media. I hadn't been on any sort of threads listening to other people's opinions yet. I was like, oh, this is about the public. This whole album is about the public. And it was done in such a creatively genius way, in my opinion, because it's not blatant. It's not blatantly about, I mean, it is blatantly about the public, but through its specific surface level words, it is not blatantly about the public. You have to read a little bit between the lines and know a little bit of context. And I mean, even she described it as her most feral album. And this album was derived from rage. I've always been too polite to like either tap into that or I do tap into it, but then I end up polishing the lyrics 18 times over to where it's more digestible for the public and it's still true to me, but it's in a little bit more of a polite delivery. And so she was like, this one is not. She was like, it was raw. And she also produced, I mean, she's produced many of her songs and many of her albums, but she is like an executive producer of her own music, which I think is so cool. To me, knowing her creative talent and not just being a vocalist, but being a vocalist, a producer, a writer, even the tour that I just saw, she was the executive producer and director of the tour. And it was a whole story. There was a whole storyline. Like the show itself, it wasn't just about the song she sang. There were little intermissions about, and there were like, there was videos going on. And so I just think her talent and her like creative expression is so mindful and so purposeful and intentional. And then on top of that, she's an insane vocalist, and I just happen to resonate with the sound of her music. And I really stand behind her being a little bit more feral. Not that she's not been authentic in the past, but she's been authentic in a digestible way. And I think she decided I'm going to be equally as authentic, but not everybody will find it as digestible. And I'm not going to apologize for that.
I feel like, I mean, just from knowing what she's been through in life, she has a deep shadow side. Like, she's seen some shit, and I feel like she has
mhm.
a real perspective. Like, she knows darkness. She can probably tap into that. And I feel like all we've seen is light, Ariana Grande. Like, we've seen a lot of the light. And I think it is time to see, like, some of that other side, because I feel like she probably has a lot to share about how she, like, I don't know about that. You know that she can explore that rage and depth and darkness within, and just purely from what she's gone through and how she's like come out the other side. And so for her to like actually talk about it, how things make her feel in a raw way, and like she has some fucking fire in there. You know what it like
Mhm.
I don't know. So
Yeah.
instead of like being this needing to be a pop star that's like talking about certain things, this is really interesting. Like, this is a really interesting story or perspective of her and part of her that is coming out, and I feel like is meant to come out right now.
Yeah. I feel like half the album is addressing the public and how she, like, they no longer have power over her. Maybe the public's opinion, maybe not opinions, but she's a sensitive being. And so it was hard to take all that on. And it's like saying, you no longer have power over me. And I also am addressing the ways that I still show up and I still deliver, and that you always find something wrong with whatever I'm doing. And then the other half of the album, I feel like, is her talking to her younger child, or like her inner self, and being like, we got each other. There's a song called Like I Do, where if you listen to it on the first, like if you're not looking at the lyrics and you just kind of, you're listening to it, I think many people's first thought would be, this is about a guy. And it's not. It's so clearly not about a guy. It's about like the public collective, and listening to it like from that lens, it's like so feral and badass. It's so badass. Her whole album is so badass. It is for sure my number 2 favorite album from her ever. And it, like, I'm getting to a point where it might become my first favorite album ever.
Okay.
It might knock out positions for number 1. Sonically, even the first song, the interlude, Kiss Me is what it's called. The first 25, 45 seconds, I don't know like the time, but it literally, it's like Interstellar. The way that the album opens up with that song, if you turn it up loud, it literally feels like a soundtrack that would be in Interstellar, because it's like, I can't put it into words. And then the creative direction that goes into the music videos too. Hate That I Made You Love Me, Pedal. I feel like they're I just feel like she's not even taking her power back. I would say maybe that was an album or 2 ago where she was kind of like taking her power back. Now she's like, I'm in my fucking power. I've been in my power, and no matter what anybody can try to say to tear me down at this point, which is not new news, it's not gonna fucking knock me. That's where this album comes from, and I love it. And from like a musical sonic lens, it leans a little bit more into like the R&B slash, almost like some of them lean into rock-esque. They're like pop R&B or pop rock versus synth pop or like disco pop, which are not, I don't love that type of music. So it's just my type of songs too. But if you want to know my favorite songs, if you like go back and listen, my favorite songs are Big Feelings. That one has some crazy lyrics.
I'm
It's
gonna
in
write
the
these
verses.
down.
You'll know when you listen to Big Feelings, I'm sure you'll know whenever you hear the lyrics, you'll be like, this has got to be what Kayla was talking about.
Yeah. Well, these are, I feel like I saw you update your current rotation on Pearl too with the songs that you liked from here.
Yeah, I think I only chose 3 but I don't know how many songs are on the album.
Writing them down, of also the notes of what to like look for in them.
There's 12 songs. I am tied for my number 1 favorite is tied for Big Feelings and Never Get Over Me. Those are tied for number 1. After that is Like I Do.
That's the one that was talking about the public, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kiss Me.
That's the interlude?
Yeah. Those are if I had to like give you my top 4, those are my top 4. I really fuck with Pedal, which I just think that's a really cool sound.
Yeah, I like that song.
And the last track, Nowhere Nobody, that's not necessarily my next favorite, but I feel like that one, the meaning in it is very beautiful and significant to her and just very empowering.
Okay.
Yeah. And then last night, because remember, she was singing 2 new songs off the album since she released it. A given is always Hate That I Made You Love Me and Pedal for every show since Pedal, at least since she released it. And then she would sing 2 more. The first night that she was in Chicago, so I saw night 2. Night 1, she sang Big Feelings and Never Get Over Me, which are tied for my number 1 song. I was like, fuck, that would have been so insane to be able to hear live. But at least I got to see Like I Do, which is like my second favorite. And then she sang Stay, which I also really like Stay. So yeah, I would love to hear if not if your opinion changes, because I feel like it was less about your opinion and you were just like, I just wasn't connecting with the music as much.
I wasn't in the right space. I wasn't connected. And I literally had heard nothing about the album. So I feel like I had no
framework.
For me, her sound doesn't connect with me right off the bat. Like that type of music never connects with me right off the bat. So I feel like in order for me to go deeper with it, because that doesn't happen right away for me, I need to know the story. I need to know more of it to connect with the certain songs because she has so much genius and storytelling and like
Yeah.
really good creativity in there, but I have to understand more to find it because of the lack of feeling and connection that I get right off the bat from it.
Yeah. Another thing that I love too that it helped me appreciate more only because the spotlight was on it was for her Positions album, she had a video camera that documented her creating some of the music and some of the vocal layering that went into those songs that you might otherwise not pay attention to when you're listening to the song and not even realize how much artistry went into like this 5-second chunk there. Once I saw the process of her like in the studio, in the booth, vocal layering off the cuff and like just coming up with it herself in the moment and like 8 different octaves or 8 different keys going on at one time to like make this one beautiful moment that's only 5 seconds. She does that so much in her music, and I think it gets and not overlooked. It's just because when you're listening to the song, you're not always hearing every tiny little thing. And so there's also a couple songs on the album where there's all of this vocal layering that I'm just a little bit more keen to listening to now that I have seen all those videos and I know she does it. And I try to hear the whole thing as not just a song from Ariana Grande, but masterpiece and a piece of art from Ariana Grande. Because I feel like
Yeah.
she approaches it like art. That's not to say that not every artist does, but uh, just a different level of art.
Well, I feel like it goes to show the like I don't know, with AI coming into music and people trying to use that in tools for creating songs and doing, especially for just outputting the actual song, to be able to see what actually goes into a song. It's not just a beat and then someone
Right.
singing over
Yeah.
it, like there's so many layers and instruments and recordings and things that you do, or even like so many vocals within there that I think people think, okay, I can just make a song, you just need
Hmm.
to get a beat from this tool and then someone just needs to sing over it. And now you can use whatever tooling to also cover up the vocals. No,
Yeah.
that's not what
Yeah.
makes a good, like, there's so much artistry that goes into it. There was just a song that got released on Friday. It's called Oh Lover by
Hmm.
Blue. The artist had been teasing it for a long time on social media. And this is one where some of these songs that get like over teased, it's like by the time it actually gets released, you're like, okay, you were teasing the best part. The song's pretty short.
You're a little blue balled.
Yeah, I feel blue balled. This one is not that. And she did post, it was a very significant part, but the whole song, like once you hear the whole song through, it's great. And then she had posted the process and literally had the part that is like so significant where she's singing Oh Lover, 150 vocals, 150
That's
layered on top of each
crazy.
other. And I'm like, see, that's the shit. And people can't do this, like people
Hmm.
can't just do this. And it's like the process and the time spent to actually
And the
make
talent to
it.
have the talent to even have the ear
Yes.
to do it in the first
Yes.
place.
Like
It's like some
people think,
people may be able to do it, but they don't have, it's not coming from butt fuck nowhere, you know?
yeah,
Whereas like with these people, it comes out of, like they become a channel for this like
yeah.
creative,
I feel like
yeah,
people who don't understand the creative process and how an idea or how you're kind of given this gift with it, people just think like, oh, I can brute force and I can do this, or that's not that hard, or this is just what it is. But it's like, it's such a process to get to
yeah,
the end state of something. And someone who actually has the gift is going to create something that's so much more quality and so much more thoughtful. And like, even the idea of like, how do you come up with the idea that we should keep layering this and hear how this is going to
right.
sound and like stuff like that, like, ah,
Yeah.
it's,
It's
I,
like a painter. Sorry.
yes, yes,
Yeah.
it is. It's like, okay,
How do you know when
yeah,
it's done, or how do I like I'm just going to keep adding details because it's not done yet. You're not working off of any sort of thing. You're just deciding what goes on next, you know?
yeah.
Yeah.
And it's also much cooler to see something that was hand painted with all of those layers and ideas and
Yeah.
like quality. And I think we're just going to keep seeing that. That's going to be what wins. Like, I think so many people are going to be humbled by like all this technological tooling within creative processes. Everyone's going to get humbled real quick because people are going to appreciate the process and the quality more, hopefully. But it's cool that Ariana does all of this within her own process.
Even the vocal stacks that she ended up incorporating into the show when she sings Eternal Sunshine live at the show, like that. I have a video for you. I haven't sent it. Connor, I've been Ariana Grande hungover today. It has been such a weird day. And that's the one thing, the balance of like go to the concert, be present, but also capture memories. What's that balance? I think I did I think I did a phenomenal job at being able to capture the memory and then also capture the experience, just being present. I have a video where, her song with Lady Gaga, Rain on, like, I don't want to be trouble, at least I'm alive, rain on me, rain. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
She sang that one, and everyone was a little shocked. I remember, like, when the tour first
I'm
came out,
shocked
everyone,
she's saying that.
yeah, but I almost wonder if she chose it because that came out during COVID. And so like it never got a chance. And I think Rain on Me, while it is like half Lady Gaga, it's a very fun song. I've always appreciated that it's a very fun song to,
Yeah.
if you want to dance. I was recording at one point and it was like the bridge going into the chorus, or like the last of the verse going into the bridge, going to the chorus. And she was ready to start the chorus and there's like a tiny pause and she goes, Chicago, jump. And my phone and then I just was like, nah, I'm going to jump.
Yeah.
But I knew we had good seats. I texted you where our seats were. I knew we had good seats. I did not realize our seats were that good. I was a puddle of sweat. I was a puddle of sweat by the end of this concert. I sang and danced and like jumped. I screamed. And like I said, it didn't feel like just a concert. It didn't feel like going to watch somebody sing their songs. It was a whole story.
Production.
It was a whole production. It all strung along. Like the whole show tells this prolonged story, which I think if you're not paying attention and you're only there because you're like, I'm here to see an Ariana Grande concert versus, yeah, I'm here to see an Ariana Grande concert, but I'm also here to recognize and acknowledge the symbolism and the messages and the story she's put into this entire production. And she even said in the show of her entire professional career, this is the thing she's most proud of because it's not just a concert. And the whole storyline of it too is very, very, very cool. At the very end, she ascends on the stage and like flies in the air. And then she goes up into this container that sits on the ceiling. And she does the credits. She rolls credits, which I think is really cool. And she's like, thanks all her truck drivers. Like, everybody's acknowledged. But then there's a clip of her. It's all white. So you obviously interpret that how you interpret that. But it's her current day, her younger self, and her older self, like sitting in three chairs right next to each other. And I feel like it speaks to harmony, balance, like centeredness within yourself, coming home to yourself and being proud of who you are, knowing who you are, having done so much healing. That's the overall message of the show was about inner healing. And me obviously being so passionate about that, and probably one of the bigger reasons why I love her so much just outside of her music. Is because she's also done that. And so I don't want to say this in a parasocial way, because I've never felt this way about any other public figure before. But I genuinely feel like if Ariana Grande wasn't a public figure and I like met her on the street, not only would I want to be her friend, but I feel like we would just really connect, like we just
Yeah.
really get each other.
Understand.
Yeah. She tells it all and she carries herself with so much grace, and she's belting these songs and making it look completely effortless, absolutely effortless, and moving around in 7-inch heels and running. Yeah, I have so much mad respect for her. I bought the tickets a year ago, and sure, they were the most expensive concert ticket I've ever purchased, but it also was like not one part of me has buyer's remorse about that.
No, especially with those seats and what you have,
No.
and this being such a production, like, I think it's like your equivalent of going to the Eras tour,
Yeah.
for a Taylor Swift fan. And I feel like that it's more than just a concert. It's a cultural experience. It's a connection to the artist. And I don't know. It's like what makes fandom so special of like certain people.
It was a great time.
And do you want to show your merch?
Oh, yes. I don't have my t-shirt here, but I have a t-shirt as well. This is my sweatshirt, which this was the one I really wanted. It looks like a newspaper.
Yeah, I really like that. I like the color. I feel like that matches you.
I really like the color. There was another sweatshirt that was I love this sweatshirt. It has nothing on the back. So it says the Eternal Sunshine Tour, which acknowledges that enough. But a lot of the other sweatshirts had like all of the dates or the places. And while that would have been cool to have on this, the other sweatshirts, speaking of the color, it was a zip up, which I was indifferent about. I could have done zip up, but it was essentially the color of my skin tone. And I was like, it's not gonna look good. It's not gonna look. It's gonna wash me the fuck out, and like I'm never gonna want to wear it because I'll look like, where does Kayla begin and where does she end? Erica got that one, and it's cute. It's cute, but this color, I was like, this is more my color. So for it to be like an ash or like, it's not gray either. It feels like it's a
greenish
graphite. It's not green, but it might be picking up green a little bit in the.
It picks
camera.
up a little bit of green.
Yeah, it's more like graphite gray, graphite black.
Interesting. Yeah, I would have picked up like a gray green, like a washed out gray green.
Yeah, I'm seeing that in the camera. It does look a little green. It's not in person. Maybe like my couch is influencing that. I don't know. Yeah, in the same way like someone's shirt can bring out eyes. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. Wait, and then.
I'm sorry. I also got a tote. Do you want to see my tote?
I want to see your tote. Do you have the t-shirt too?
Oh, yeah.
Look at her. Swagged out. That actually is a really nice tote. I like the size of that tote.
It's a good tote. Yeah, that's a good tote. It's simple and I will use it. I use totes all the time. I needed a new tote. But then when you need a tote, it's like one thing when you have totes, like when you have a tote and you can just go grab your tote. It's another thing when you need to get a tote. You can't just get a plain, I mean, you could, but like, I don't want just a plain tote that has absolutely nothing on it. But then it's like, now I have to seek out a tote that feels representative of me.
And then if you use that tote a lot, and I don't know, I feel like you recognize people's totes. Like
you
what's
recognize
on their
people's. Yeah. I recognize totes, and so this literally is like, it's not so like Ariana Grande where it doesn't scream like. You kind of got to read it to know, and it's just it's simple. So
it's a good color.
It's my new tote. Yeah,
I like it. Okay, you needed that.
We're getting intimate here with my dresser. In my dresser. And then this was the t-shirt. So the front.
I fuck with that t-shirt. I really like that t-shirt. Wait, the back. The smiley face is so fucking cute on the front.
Yeah.
I fuck with that t-shirt hard.
Yeah.
That's a cool t-shirt. Of
all the t-shirts, this one was my favorite. And the color is not like totally right in the camera, but it's the perfect pastel yellow. So if it had been like
too
not
yellow.
Pastel, then I would only wear pastel.
Have you seen my banana shirt that I have? My banana t-shirt? Like that would be too yellow.
Do you have
Do you want me to grab it?
Yes, I do. You know where it is even after moving?
I have all of my t-shirts are in like bins, so.
Okay. But it's like accessible in the bin?
I don't know. In San Francisco. Oh, no, I don't have it. I remember I was like, this isn't like a t-shirt I need to bring with me, but it's like a bright yellow t-shirt that has like a banana and then a banana on the back because it was from, oh my God, you want to know where it's from? You know that banana ice cream? Yeah, Morgan's
in New York.
Bananas.
Yes. Yes.
Mia and I had gone there before you and I had been there. Mia and I went there and we had a couple drinks beforehand and then we got matching banana t-shirts.
You know what? I remember you told me that, but I don't know if I've ever seen the banana shirt. So I can't imagine the yellow.
It's a crazy t-shirt. I do have to be careful of like, not careful, but I'm just like, it comes out only in specific, scenarios of wearing it out of the house.
Got it. Got it. It's a special occasion banana shirt.
Yes, yes. Because it is like it's a wild shirt to be wearing, you know. It's a bold one.
Yeah,
Um
no, that's valid. That's valid.
yeah.
Yeah, so that's my merch. I so this was only available at the the venues. The venue merch was much
So was
more
that
limited.
available at the pop-up too, that t-shirt?
This Here's the thing. This t-shirt almost yes. The front is the exact same. The back of the one at the pop-up in the same yellow listed the tour dates in a circle. It's a very cool design. And had I
But I
known
like
I was
the
gonna yeah.
I like that one.
Had I
I
known I
like
was
the
gonna
smiley
keep
face.
going, but here's the thing: the smiley face is on the front, you know. So it's like
But the big smiley face on the back is so cute.
it is,
Come on.
and it's like eternal sunshine. It makes
Yeah.
sense, you know. Um, so yeah, that shirt was even slightly different than pop up, but the tote and this sweatshirt, which I had seen weeks ago from all these other cities that she went to, these were what I really wanted. While yes, I love merch, I try to get merch that is like practical that I'm going to use and want to wear. And so I initially didn't have a slot for the pop up shop because it's available for like 5 or
Well,
6 days.
talk about the pop-up shop because also I had before you told me about the pop-up shop, Kayla, I've never heard of an artist doing this
No,
before.
I think
This like
me either. Me either. And I think she may have known, which good on her team, but I think they knew merch sales were going to go crazy for this tour, even though at the United Center, the merch lines were still significantly long. And not only was it long during the concert time where you would just normally go buy a t-shirt when you're at the concert, every day in the parking lot from 2 p.m. till the end of the concert, you could also buy merch in the parking lot. And so essentially merch was available for everybody, not just people that went to the show. And I think that's like the pop-up. Her team released they the first couple shows of the tour, it was a free for all, and it was apparently like very chaotic because it was lines for like 4 or 5 hours every day. So they changed it to reservation, and a couple days before she came to the city, you were sent an email and it was like, we're going to open up the reservation for the pop-up, which is 5 days worth, which from 10 to 8 p.m. for 5 days. And they have at like increment of 15-minute time slots. I saw that it was going to come out at, let's say, 7 p.m. a week before the concert. I forgot about it. I went to go sign up like maybe at 9 p.m. So only 2 hours later, everything was booked. And it's like, if it was booked, you were fucked and you cannot get in without a reservation. So I was really bummed because I was like, I need to obviously get merch. Who knows if Ariana's going to go on another tour again, or if so, like if it's another decade until that happens. And I wanted what I wanted. So I was really bummed. I was really bummed. But I was like, you know what? I'll get the t-shirt. The t-shirt's fine. And then I just kept religiously checking to see if any cancellations. People online were saying like, oh, I wasn't able to get one, but I checked again and they opened up one time slot, so I booked it. So they're like, keep checking throughout the days, they might open some up. And I just so happened to clock it when it had an opening for this morning at 10 a.m., which is right when they opened. So not only was I there right when they opened, you're allowed to start lining up 30 minutes beforehand. And it was raining. We've just had like a week of rain. I wasn't worried about not being able to get what I wanted, but if I knew I was going to have to stand outside in a line, I wanted to try to reduce the amount of rain I was just going to have to stand in. So I got there essentially at 9:30. I was fourth in line. So not only was I was fourth in line for a brand new day. So I was like the first person in the pop-up today. So it was like empty when I first walked in. By the time I was leaving, it was starting to get crowded, but I'm so glad I got to have that experience with it starting from empty. In a lot of other cities, it was very interactive because it was a bigger space. So they like just rent a space for 5 days. In a lot of other cities, there was like photo booths, which I was really looking forward to. There was other stations where it was really interactive. I guess that all depended on the size space that they got in each city because Chicago's was incredibly small, so small, which is why I was like, I'm glad I got in there when nobody was there because by the time I left, even like having 15 people in there, it felt cramped.
snug. Okay.
There were no experiences. It was just like t-shirts, shirts, merch, get in, get out. So, but I'm not, not complaining about
Yeah,
that.
you
I
got
got my
everything.
t-shirt,
Yeah.
I got my tote. So that
Yeah, you
was
got the pop-up.
I got the pop-up. Yeah. And I yesterday or 2 days ago. No, I secured the slot yesterday. I secured the slot yesterday, like
You
halfway through the
after
day.
we talked yesterday because
Yeah, because I told you I was going to try to.
you
I
were
was
gonna
just
try
going
to
to
do a
show up.
drive-by.
So in the morning, I was on the phone with Erica, who I went to the concert with, and I said to her, I was like, Erica, one way or another, I know we're getting shit from the pop-up. I don't know if it's going to be us being able to go together. I don't know if it's only one of us. I don't know if we end up just
Was
showing
she
up
able
without a
to? Did she go
reservation.
today?
No, she never. Well, so I was just, but I like was just like, we have the merch already. I'm not even worried about it. Like, I know we're gonna get it. And then like 2 hours later, one slot opened for the 10 a. And I was like, but then they announced, because Chicago is the last domestic stop, I don't think they're shipping everything to the UK, and so I think they have a bunch of extras. So they extended it for 2 more days. So now it's open tomorrow and Saturday as well. She ended up getting one for Saturday just in case like I went today and what she wanted wasn't there, but
Did
I
you
got
get
her
what
her
she?
stuff.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. Then yeah, she does.
yeah, yeah. So I got her stuff, and she's just gonna cancel her booking. But at this point, I still got it before they extended it, so that's just like
Okay.
cool. But ultimately, if I hadn't gotten a slot before they extended it, I would have had no problem getting in on Friday or Saturday.
Okay, but you didn't know that was
Yeah,
gonna happen.
I
Like,
didn't know.
how the fuck
Right?
would you
Exactly. I
know?
didn't
Like,
know.
that's
So,
still a lucky
um,
situation. Yeah. That
yeah,
that made me
yeah.
laugh when you texted me
So
this
that
morning,
was
like at the pop-up. I was like, LOL, how? Like, I can't wait to hear this one.
yeah. Oh, I forgot it. Yeah, because the last time we talked, I didn't have a reservation slot.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
I
I was
was
like,
planning on just showing
yesterday
up.
afternoon you didn't have it at 3 p.m. Chicago time. And then this morning you were there.
Yeah, I'm very happy. It
I'm
was
really
like,
happy
yeah,
for
the best
you. I feel
experience.
like
Thank you.
that was all like obviously a once in a lifetime performance experience. I feel like you got to get fully immersed in it. Like you leaned into being in it
Yeah.
and a little bit of a nerd. I love how passionate you are about that. Like it's been fun for me just to watch
What?
you talk about it and hear about it. And yeah, I
Yeah.
don't know. I love when friends and people in my life like get really passionate about one thing and will explain it and do it. And I feel like that's been you with Ariana this past week. And I feel like I've gotten to learn a lot more about her and see the aspect of it like through your eyes has been like it like gives this childlike wonder into
Yeah.
art and creativity. And I think it's really fucking cool. And you don't do this often, you know, like this
Yeah.
isn't like Kayla's MO of like going to like, you
And then
know,
like
so it makes it,
absolutely nerding out. Yeah.
yeah, you know, so it makes it even more special, which is great.
Yeah. It was phenomenal, and that's all I'll say. Thank you.
Hell yeah. I'm so
Hell
glad.
yeah.
I feel like I'm ready to now go listen to this album correctly
Yeah.
and through the
Are
right
you gonna
lens.
listen to the lyrics?
Yes,
Okay,
absolutely.
okay, okay.
That's what I'm most excited about the storytelling
Yeah,
of it
yeah, yeah.
all. Like that's going to be my angle of listening to this. So I'm really excited. And
Yeah.
then yeah,
And
I'm back.
you're going to a concert this weekend.
Oh, I am going to a concert this weekend. I'm going to the Greek here, which I can walk to from my place, which is awesome. And OAR is playing. I honestly could care less about OAR. I don't know much of their music. They would not be someone I'd see in concert, but the openers, it's Lisa Loeb, which I only really know one of her songs, but I love like a 90s female singer-songwriter. And then Gavin DeGraw is also opening. I am going for Gavin DeGraw. I want to see him so bad. I love him. I'm going to see Gavin DeGraw. I'll give an update. And then Kayla, in the meantime, this is her like big run.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
so we'll both come back next week, and we'll have concert talk because Connor will have gone to see first and foremost OAR, and then and then secondly Kevin DeGraw, Lisa Loeb, and then I will have seen Kaylani and J. Cole by the next time we talk. So we'll have more concert talk next week.
more concert talk. Hells yeah.
Hells yeah, man. Well, to that, cheers. The way you always hold it like that.